Sup? Okay, so I've been doing Uber Eats long enough now for 20 days, long enough now to have come up with some advice for for restaurants. For users, I have no advice except put in the correct address and if it's a weird one, just come out and meet us or just wait or whatever. Like, we don't care. It's fine. Just don't be an asshole if your address is weird. And I haven't had anybody who is being an asshole because their address is weird. But the only actual problem I've encountered is restaurants not staying in their lane when it comes to my relationship with my customer, my relationship with their food. The deal is, like, when I pick up, as soon as I touch the food, as soon as you hand the food to me, that customer is now my customer. That food is now my product that I'm delivering to them, and you got to stay in your motherfucking lane. Don't demand that I use the bag. Don't demand that I do this or that I do that or blah, 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 blah. If I get the food to them and it is mangled or not warm or anything like that, that is between me and them, and they will vote me down, and I will be kicked off the app, and I will never be allowed to sign back up again. Okay, so it's sort of two messages to restaurants. The first one is, fuck you, stay in your own lane. Don't put any messages in about your stupid bags in the stupid in the thing, because in order to see that message, you're just fucking over your customers. So number one, don't fuck with us. And then number two, it's already taken care of. You don't have to do anything. Nobody is going to survive as an Uber Eats cyclist if they're not taking care of this themselves. So you don't have to deal with it. The feedback system between the customer and the operator is sufficient to cover this whole thing. So, and also, don't be a little bitch about what I'm not using and what I am using when you're packing up food in a completely bogus way. Like, restaurants are packing up their food in the most stupid possible way, and then being like, where's your bag? Where's your bag? Where's your bag? And half the time, the bag wouldn't even fit what they're giving me. Not that I even have to explain myself, but I do have good reason for not using the bag, and so do a lot of people. It's not just because, I don't want to buy it or whatever. It's because I'm on a road bike, and so I'm leaning forward to go fast. And if I was on a mountain bike and I was sitting up straight and I had a backpack on full of food, then every time I hit a bump, the bump is going to go through my butt, it's going to go through my spine, and it's going to go through the food. So putting it on your back, if you can stand and go like this while you're doing that, then that's cool. But unless there's something in the bag which is swinging and it's on a gyroscope, so it's keeping everything in the perfect orientation and stuff. And I have thought of doing this because I could make a gyroscope bag. You could just have a fucking huge bag with a gyroscope sitting right there with weighted on the bottom, so that everything is completely perfect as you're cycling. I might do that because it would allow me to actually just go go even faster than I'm going. And I'm the fastest thing on the road, but it would let me go even faster and just jump over any terrain or whatever. Because when I'm going to the restaurant, I can do whatever I want. When I'm going to the customer from the restaurant, I have to be really careful. And people who are using the bag have to be really careful too, because they can't do what I do and just move their body in the way that works, because they're going to be sloshing the food all over the place. So the thing that the bag is good for, and the thing that I have taken out of all this, and the thing I am going to do is, now that it's getting colder, right now, it's fine, for the food to be outside for a minute while I'm bringing it, to my bike and putting it in my insulated box that's mounted on my bike. But as it gets colder, that's not going to be okay at all. And so that's what the bag is really good for. So, I've sort of had to say to a couple of people, look, I noticed this, there's this note on the thing about using the bag. I don't use the bag, but I do use an insulated box. It's mounted on my bike. So I'm sorry, I can't show it to you because it's on my bike, but you want to come outside with me or whatever. So obviously I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make my own insulated, like an additional insulated box, basically, so that I'm walking in the restaurant with like a big flexible box that is bigger than the Uber Eats one and is more insulated and looks cooler and everything. And then I'm taking that box and then sliding it into the one that's on my bike, so that like between the restaurant and my bike, it's protected as much as it would be if you had it like tucked into your coat, and then, or as much as it would be if it was in the Uber Eats bag. And then when it's on my bike, it's like twice as protected as everybody else's. Because whatever the standard is, I want to fucking destroy it. I set my own goddamn standard. And it's only the shit restaurants that are even specifying about the box, because you have to be a dumbass to think that it's going to work as a policy. The real reason it doesn't work is, in order for it to work, every single courier would have to check through the notes instead of just going to your restaurant as fast as they can. They'd have to like open the thing up. They'd have to, first off, they'd have to wait for the directions to load. So they'd have to be like, okay, all right, okay. Oh, it's there, okay. Blah, blah, blah. So this is like 10 seconds that they're not spending. This is when I'm already 2 blocks closer to your restaurant and somebody else who's doing their due diligence is still waiting to check out the note. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm fast. And so they're looking through it and they're like, oh, they need the bag. Okay, well, I don't have the bag, so I'll just cancel. And then it goes to the next person. And then that's a minute wasted that the person has had it in their possession, the job in their possession, and then had to bounce it back. And then the app has to find somebody else to do it. And so either you end up wasting so much time just to get somebody who has the bag, just so that you can interfere in our relationship with our customers, because they're not your customers anymore. As soon as you hand that shit off to us, as soon as you say, oh, you're with Uber Eats, they're our customers now. And that's the whole point of doing Uber Eats, is you don't have to deal with them. We have to deal with them. But anyway, so with this policy, you're either going to get like the only person who doesn't notice the note being the only person who doesn't cancel the job and who actually comes in, or you're going to have somebody come in with the Uber Eats bag after having a bunch of people cancel on you. And just having it is not it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean that the food's going to be warm when it gets to its destination, because the person could fuck it up. It doesn't mean that it's going to be not mangled, because in order to try to keep up with me, anybody who's trying to keep up with me on their hybrid bikes and their mountain bikes and whatever, and their studenty lives and blah, 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 they're going to mangle the food trying to keep up. So I'm faster, the food's in good shape, and that's my big piece of advice to restaurateurs and stuff like that is, like, we can't see the notes until we've already accepted the job. We'd have to reject the job and waste your time and waste the customer's time in order to participate the way that you're trying to get us to. And also, it's not necessary. And also, stay the fuck out of my business. I really get angry at these business people who are trying to interfere, and who are trying to like be judgmental and stuff and be all hoity-toity and shit like that. Like, don't. Back the fuck off, stay in your lane, and don't worry about it. Like, anybody who's doing a shitty job of this in any way is going to get bounced off the app, because they require a minimum of 85% satisfaction rate. So, I mean, also, you can go ahead and give people the thumbs down for not bringing the bag. All you're going to get is fewer delivery people, because all it takes is 15 people out of 100 to give somebody the thumbs down, and they're off the app forever. So you want slower service, you want fewer delivery people to choose from, you want people to not be able to get better at this, you want like a constant string of noobs visiting your business. for the first time and whatever, have fun. Like, go ahead, give me the thumbs down. But don't worry about this. When it comes to the condition of the food, the customer can deal with this. Restaurants don't have to worry about the way that we treat the food. You have to worry about the way that you pack the food. If you've got like liquids and stuff in there, if you've got stuff that's cold and stuff that's hot, keep that shit separated. I keep finding bags and stuff where I kind of feel like I'm intruding by opening up the bag, but when I do open up the bag, I find like a hot burger and fries next to an ice cold drink. And I'm like, why even put this in a box? Why even? And you're the one asking for me to use the fucking bag. The thing is going to end up getting there. Everything's going to be lukewarm, and you're going to blame me for it. So restaurants, like, put your food together properly so that we don't have to pick through things and rearrange shit. And don't do this bag bullshit. The only thing that I should see in the notes is if you have anything special about where I need to come and pick up. And if you're running two businesses out of one kitchen or something like that, and you're like, oh, you need to pick up for this business from this other business, fuck off and get off the app, because that is bullshit. It's bullshit. There's one person who's doing that downtown at 27 Maple Leaf Drive or something like that, running like 5 businesses out of the same place. That guy is scum. You go online, check out the reviews for Rustic Pizza. It's all like ex-employees who are like, yeah, this boss is scum. This guy's going to get booted off the app so quick. I'm actually going to report them because it's just ridiculous. If I'm going to be like, I don't look at the notes unless I show up and there's some weird shit going on, because I'm not going to waste that time. I want to get to your business. I want to pick up the food. I want to get the food to the person. Not because I make an extra $1 by being fast. I don't give a fuck about that. I want that look of like appreciation and gratitude on my customer's face when I drop off that food. That's what I get from them. I get this look of like, oh, thank goodness, you're awesome. I get this look of like, wow, it's 5 minutes early. I get this look of like, wow, it's 10 minutes early. How did you do that? I get this look of like, okay, this just cost me $10 extra, but this is worth it. I get this look like, wow, he's not looking past me at my disgusting apartment. I really appreciate that. I get this look of like, wow, he's looking me right in the eyes and with this like soft gaze and just a nice little smile. Really appreciate that. I get this look of like, wow, my food is really hot and my beverage is ice cold. So, that's what I'm working for. I'm working for this to be like good for my customers and stuff. Like, $1 here and $1 there is nothing. I'm making like $100 a day doing this shit because just keeping people fucking happy. So there's so many cool restaurants out there, so many cool operators and stuff like that. Don't be one of these places that's making things complicated by doing policies that don't work. When you put a policy in that says bring the bag, you are fucking over your customers, straight up. And it's only the dumb restaurants that do this. It's only like stupid chain restaurants and dumbass little businesses with proprietors that obviously suck and employees that are unhappy. It's the shit businesses that are doing this. None of the like good, busy, popular restaurants are doing this. So, but that's the cool thing about small business is like you author your whole thing through making policies and stuff, and that's the way to distinguish yourself. And if you're gonna stick yourself out, stick your neck out with a ridiculous policy, maybe go on the internet and see what that policy looks like from the other end of things. From my end of things, it looks like a brick in your window.